Well, good morning, gang. Thought I'd do an update to my rocket stove video that I made. The stove is pretty cool. It folds up in a little pouch, but the pouch is a piece of crap. It's too small. Could have made it half an inch bigger, and the zipper's already come apart. I zipped it one time and the zipper came apart. I mean, it'll still work, but the pouch is a piece of junk. Okay, this thing comes out, and you got a bunch of little pieces in here. Mine's already pretty crusty because I used it the other day. Set that out of the way. First thing you do, get this out of the way. First thing I'm gonna do is roll it over. And it comes with a bunch of screws, little thumb screws. So you take one thumb screw and you take a foot. We're going to put the foot on, run a thumb screw in, I think. Okay, let's try this other side. Run the thumb screw in. Hope you can see that. Snug it down pretty good. Take the other one. Put it here. And then put a thumb screw in here. Almost feels like those threads are stripped. From the heat. Huh. Easier said than done. Okay, we got it started. Slide that thing in there. Crank it down pretty tight. Okay, bring it over here. Stand it up. Throw down the two-sided things. Take this off. Take this off. Now, this guy comes up and out, and the top, there's a little notch here. That little tongue fits in the notch, and that's it. Okay, now you got the, what do they call that? It's not a baffle, it's not a flue. It's, anyway, restricts the airflow. And we have this guy. That sits in like that. This is the ash drawer. Goes in the back. Oh, sorry. Forgot something. The ash drawer gets a screw if you really want it. Everybody needs a good screw now and then. I guess so you can get a hold of it. But the screw's going to be hot too, so. And there's one little thumb screw left. That goes in the top here to keep this from sliding out and the thing from falling down. This is a Gamoa, I think. I bought it on Amazon. I'll put the link down in the, see, now that it won't slide out. Okay, and they give you this little wrench for the nut on the back. Yeah, whatever. And these two guys, they go on here. They're kind of dirty because I used them before, but what the heck. And that's where your pot sits. Now this morning, I'm gonna cook up some breakfast on this thing. I got some Spam and eggs. Breakfast of champions. The little chute here, that's where you feed in your twigs. Last time I let it burn with the chute open, but I'm thinking maybe I'm supposed to close that chute while it's running. I don't know, we'll give it a try. So let's break up some sticks. Toss them in there. Okay, stop that for a second. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I don't feel like messing with it. I'm gonna put a little bit of stuff in there. I know that's not the woodsman's way to do it, but I'm making a video. I'm in kind of a hurry, so we'll give it a try. That should get us burning a little bit better. Should get us burning pretty quick. And you're welcome to take a flint and a piece of metal, a piece of iron, and knock it in there. But I'm kind of lazy this morning. I just woke up a little bit ago, so I'm just gonna see how it does close. Odd shaped stick in there. I'm gonna give it just a little more. We'll get this guy cooking, I think. Trying to get a nice bed of coals in there. Ooh, that's warm already. And they say you can feed it from the top or you can feed it from the side. We're gonna try it from the top. Got a little lighter fluid on the side here. Let's get rid of that. Put this away. She's starting to burn. It's a little slow, but I got the door all the way open. It's got lots of air. Matter of fact, let me try to light the lower stuff. See if we can get it burning from underneath instead of on top. Okay. Got a little burning in there. Maybe it's supposed to be open to start it. I don't know. It's starting to burn. Could be my twigs are a little wet too. It rained the other day. I just picked them up off the backyard. We're gonna let it chug for a minute. See if we get it going. Okay. I bought a 10.5-inch skillet, a Lodge, and I got some bacon grease. I cooked bacon yesterday, so bacon grease will work pretty good. Spam that's bacon flavored, that's awesome. We're gonna get it going. Burning pretty good. Pan's getting warm. It's a brand new Lodge cast iron skillet. That's the table's wobbly, I think. Just a cheap aluminum table. We'll let that warm up a little bit. Don't need quite that much bacon grease. Pretty good. Got some cubed Spam. They say any way you chop it. We'll give it a try. Throw some Spam in there. Once that's brown a little bit, we'll throw some eggs in with it. I don't know if you can see. How's that? That better? Yeah. It's pan's getting hot. I think that's probably what you want is a big cast iron pan, because if you don't have cast iron, it heats up really hot in the middle, and the rest of it doesn't get as warm as fast. So might have to throw some more sticks in there. So, don't use your fingers for this. This is hot. Yeah, my twigs are getting a little run down. We're learning. Never used a rocket stove before. And you can see I'm just getting sticks from the backyard. I did not go to the store and buy charcoal. I didn't go to the store and buy propane. Let's see what we can do with this stuff. I don't know what kind of twigs these are. I've been clearing the backyard, cutting down the branches and stuff. Let that go for a while. I'm gonna take this off for a second. Throw a bunch more sticks down. Somebody said it was a rocket stove. It's supposed to roar, make noise. I haven't heard any roaring. There's a little flapper in there. It keeps flipping down. It's blocking the heat. Try to hold it up. Okay. It's burning pretty good. Throw that on there. Close the damper a little bit. That's what they call it. They call it a damper. Shut the damper down a little bit so it doesn't get as much air. Maybe it won't burn really fast. I didn't really wait for that pan to heat up anyway, but I used the frying pan yesterday. I washed it and then I cooked bacon in it yesterday. So it's all seasoned. Lodge seasons them before they sell them. Now, as far as the pans go, there's a bunch of smoke coming out. Let's shut that down a little bit. As far as the pans go, there's YouTube videos saying cast iron, you're supposed to. A lot of guys are taking grinders and sanding this and stuff and sanding all the rough bumps off the bottom, saying that those are marks from the sand casting, which I imagine that is. They cast them in sand. But I've also seen a bunch of other videos that say you're not supposed to sand that off. Let's see if we get a better view. say you're not supposed to sand that off because the little rough texture is what holds the seasoning. And if you sand it off, then you're going to have to season the damn pan every third time you use it. Spam's cooking pretty good. Like I said, once it gets browned up a little bit, we're gonna throw some eggs in there with it, mix them up. Now I've got the big flame. I've got the damper completely closed, and that's still a big flame. I guess there's enough holes. There's holes on the sides and there's holes around. It's getting air from everywhere. So really it's not much of a rocket stove. It's just a little pipe that that we're using. Anyway, Spam's cooking pretty good. Almost done. I'm gonna throw some, Spam is pre-cooked anyway. So let's throw a few eggs in there. 1, 2, a chef, I'm not. 3. And it's sticking pretty good to my pan, which means the seasoning isn't, I guess it means the seasoning's not as good. Let me get you up here where you can see. Yeah, seasoning's not doing its job, because it's for sure not a nonstick. But it's cooking it. Spam and eggs. Breakfast of champions. Especially champions that are on keto. Hope you can see that. It's not looking too bad. They say you use a wooden stick to get this stuff that's stuck off. Okay, I'm gonna set you down back over here. It's getting about time to pull this stuff off. Pull the pan off. They say, set that right there, I hope. They say if you want your pan to be clean, you gotta clean it right while it's hot. I have one of these little jobber. They say wood is the best. And it takes it off. It's coming off. A little elbow grease. Set that off to the side a little bit. I don't think I'm going to eat that. That's kind of burnt. And then they say what you don't get off with a scraper Use really, really hot water. No soap, just hot water. So, pan's a lot better. Seems like the stuff works. And this is what we have. I won't eat the stuff on the side, it's a little crispy, but I'll eat this other stuff. Looks pretty good. Okay? I'm gonna head on in and eat. I'll let you think about it. Oh, I got egg on my jacket. Let's see what. Corporal Kelly from Corporal's Corner. Every video he makes, he's got to cook something and eat something. And the stuff he cooks looks pretty darn good. But he's got about 1 million viewers and whatever. So I figured, yeah, cook something and eat something. Let's see if it's any good. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's pretty tasty. If you want a channel all about bushcraft, making lean-tos and camping in the woods and all that stuff. I mean, we did all that as kids up in upstate New York. We were out in the woods building tree forts and lashing stuff together. We didn't have the lashing, we used telephone wire, because we went down to the dump and we found a whole bunch of telephone wire, electric wire, and we lashed stuff up in the trees and we made ladders. But he's got all kinds of cool stuff as far as surviving in the wilderness. Corporal Kelly, Corporal's Corner is the YouTube channel. Oh, and yesterday I mentioned the guy that did videos on the Moonshiners Fly-In. I called it Morningside, that was wrong. It's Moonshiners Fly-In. And the guy with the best videos is a guy named JT Wardell. And if you want to find out what the Moonshiners Fly-In is all about, you got to check it out. Check out his channel. I'm not supported by either one of those guys. They're just fun channels I like to go to. Actually, I'm not supported by anybody except me. The wife helps us support me a little bit, but anyway, I don't have a photographer because the wife is in the Philippines on vacation. So, just me, knocking about, cooking stuff on a rocket stove. That's I believe it's a Gamoa, was the name of the thing. It's the only one on Amazon that looks like that, with the 2 fold down racks on the sides. I haven't figured out what they're good for. The shiny silver racks. I guess you could put a salt shaker on there or something, but yeah, it's good. And I didn't use any propane. They say that when SHTF, when the shit hits the fan, say that you won't be able to buy propane. That'd be the first thing to fly off the shelves. Walmart won't be able to stock it fast enough. Everybody be buying propane if the electric power grid goes down or who knows what. Everybody's going to be looking for propane. If you don't have a stockpile, you're out of luck. If you got a rocket stove, you can still cook. Twigs are everywhere. Little twigs are everywhere. And they do a pretty good job. So if you want to be prepared, rocket stove's a good idea. A couple of good sleeping bags. I'll recommend Wiggy's Ultima Thule sleeping bags. I did a video on them. And you're going to want probably a kerosene heater for the house in the wintertime, because kerosene doesn't require any electricity. I'm assuming you can still get kerosene. We'll see. So you need a rocket stove, you need a kerosene heater, you need a good sleeping bag. Rooftop tent's kind of cool too. Have it up on your truck. You got to sleep somewhere, you got to bug out, just flip the tent open and you got a place to stay. Smitty built
that I have. I've had 2 of them, and they're awesome. They're great tents. Mine sits up on a truck all the time, year round. I'm liking this Spam and eggs. I mean, I like Spam anyway. Spam is like, what do they say that is? Sliced pork and Spam? I don't know. But it's good. Don't get the regular Spam. Get the hickory smoke. Hickory smoke is the best. They've got about 5 different brands of Spam. But our favorite is the hickory smoked Spam, which this is. So, yesterday, the day before yesterday, I did a video about flying, all the places I flew and stuff. I forgot to mention, I lived in Taiwan for about a year. And I used to fly in Taiwan, down at a place called Saichia, all the way down by Kaohsiung, all the way down on the southern tip of the island. There was a place called Saichia. Flew there every weekend, had a great time. And then I was in Malaysia for a couple of years. I was working contracts, government contracts for the Air Force and the Marines and shit. I was in Malaysia for about a year, and I flew in Malaysia, a couple of hills, nothing much. Never got up very good, but I had a glider there. And I don't think I mentioned Mingus Mountain in right above Prescott, Arizona. Mingus, I think, that was probably the coolest place I ever flew, because you launch off of 5,500 feet. No, what was the launch altitude? 8,000 feet. And you run down a ridge, you catch the house thermal, and you go up from 8,000 up to 20,000. Well, actually, FAA says you can only go to 18, so we only went to 18. But but you can definitely get really high, and then you just fall over the back. You run downwind, run down, basically heading back towards Route 66, kind of following Route 66 and I-40, heading back toward Vegas, basically. But guys out of there have flown hundreds of miles too. I never did. I didn't really care much for going distance. I just like to get up high, look around, get hypoxic. The first time I got hypoxic, after that I bought a O2 bottle and the hose that comes around, and the cannula that goes up your nose, and every time you breathe it gives you a little shot of oxygen. So I didn't get hypoxic after that. I hate that frickin' headache when you land and you've been above 10,000 for a while. and you land and you do a stupid landing because you come in downwind, or you come in stuff you know is absolutely wrong, but it's like being drunk. Hypoxic is really weird. You don't really feel like you're drunk, but you just don't give a shit. You just come in and land any which way. You don't land into the wind. I've had some bad landings, but ever since flying Mingus the first time, I bought a O2 bottle and I use it. Mountain High, I think it's the brand of the oxygen. I got a video on the O2 system on my channel. Anyway, Mingus was a lot of fun. The guys there, Arizona Hang Gliding Paragliding Association, they built a campsite like 50 yards, 100 yards from the launch, and you could camp there, and then in the morning you just pick up your glider and walk it over to the launch, set it up and fly. And usually a bunch of people coming back up. I don't know what it's like anymore. I haven't flown out there in years, but Mingus was cool. And the guys, the Arizona hang glider pilots and the paraglider pilots, they were damn good people. They'd have a fly-in every Labor Day. I don't know if they still do. The Labor Day Mingus fly-in, I forget. But it was a lot of fun. You fly all day, go back up to the campsite in the evening, you eat something, have a whiskey, you're good to go. Anyway, I'm about done with my Spam and eggs. I'd have to give the rocket stove, I'd have to give it probably an 8 out of 10. Like I said, the bag was crap. The zipper, they use a zipper that you have on a kid's doll or something. It's a cheap ass zipper. And it broke apart the first time I used it. Trying to squash that stove into that bag, I couldn't get it to fit in there, which is probably how I broke the zipper. You break it all apart, and the chimney folds down, and the shelves fold up, and the feet come off, and everything else. Give us a bigger bag, guys. Jeez. I mean, it's not that much more material. Then put a better zipper on it. But it works. I get it in there, and you don't even have to zip it, but you can get it in there and carry it by the handles. But it'd be nice to have a beefier bag to zip it up, take it with you. I'm thinking that's what you need to do. Once you load the sticks in the chute, close the chute and let it pull air from underneath. That's the rocket part, and it worked pretty good. It got that Lodge cast iron pan nice and hot. It's second time I've used a cast iron pan. It's pretty cool. I'm trying to figure out how to do it and how to clean it. And it seems like a pain in the butt because you gotta season it, you gotta do all this other stuff. But Lodge now comes completely seasoned, and they're good to go. What they say. All I did was I cooked some bacon in it, and they say if you cook bacon in it once or twice, it kind of adds to that seasoning. Cooked bacon in it yesterday. This morning I cooked Spam and eggs, and it stuck for a little bit, but then I started using the wood dowel kind of thing on it. I think that's actually bamboo, but it wiped it right off, so it won't be hard to clean it. So yeah, cast iron. Cast iron heats a lot more evenly. It absorbs the heat all the way around instead of just having a hot spot in the middle. So a rocket stove and a cast iron skillet. I went with 10.5 inch because I think I bought that at Bass Pro, but I think a 12 inch would be too big and heavy, and I'm not sure the rocket stove would handle that extra weight. It did okay with the 10.5, but I don't know if I'd go much bigger than that. So I'm about done eating pretty quick, and I'm done with my video here. So I'm gonna take the GoPro in and edit up a little bit, and I'll post it as soon as I get a chance. Probably this afternoon I'll post it. Okay, good stuff. All right, I'm gonna do an addendum to this video. It does, as a matter of fact, it will fit in the bag when you take it all apart. The only thing is, I ruined the zipper, so it's kind of torn there. But there's only one way it'll go in there, and it's like a Chinese finger puzzle or something. It's hard, but I figured it out. It's all in there. So yeah, this is I'm thinking it's a Gamoa rocket stove. It's heavy, you know. Probably weighs as much or more than a propane camp stove. Probably more than a propane camp stove. But yeah, it works. You saw it this morning. So have a good day. Thanks. Bye.